little 2021 fantasy football trade advice, rankings, ADP, bus, who to grab late in your draft strategies, you name it, live, midnight live stream Q&A, like we always do it. Hit me with your questions. What's up, man? What is going on, party people? It's hot out. What's up, Rob? What's up? Sanu, what's going on, man? Hit me with your questions. What do you guys got for me today? Big Bub in the house. Big Bub. Big bad Bub. What's up, Jack? Anybody got any sleepers or breakouts or players that you think people are sleeping on in the industry? ADP sleeping on them. What players do you feel like are not getting the respect they deserve in the fantasy football ADP world? One question from where was that one? Smitty had traded my second and third rounder for a first and fifth in a 14-team redraft. Now I have pick 6, 12. Okay, Matt, you traded your second and third for a first and fifth. I don't hate that, but I also don't know that I love it depending on where that first is. Example, you traded number 7 away for and you give up you got number 7 and you trade away 14. That could be the same player. You know what I mean? But who do you get in 5? Do you get Josh Allen? Do you get Kyler? I like that player. I like those two players a lot. So if you get Adams, Diggs, or Jonathan Taylor with Kyler, then I love it. But if you're talking about drafting an Adams and then in the second round you just take a DK, like I like DK as much. Akers will outscore Taylor. I don't think so. I don't think it's impossible, but I think people are riding Taylor way too high up into that top first, into the bottom of the first round ADP wise. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Why does Keenan Allen fall to the late third? Injury worry. People are worried about Keenan Allen getting hurt. But the volume will be there if he stays healthy, bro. Joe Burrow or Tom Brady. I'm going to go with Burrow. But I don't fault anybody for liking Brady over Burrow over Brady. It's a pretty close one. Looking at Zeke at 6 and Eckler or Jones at 12. Yeah, I don't mind that. But, I'm just going to say it, man. I quietly like Clyde as much as I like either one of those guys, you know what I mean? Of course I draft Zeke and I draft Taylor in round 1. I draft Clyde in round 3. I'm not trying to pretend that they have the same ADP or perceived value, but give me JK and DK all day long over, that. So I don't know that I like that first round pick. It wasn't like you're getting round, pick 1. You're not getting McCaffrey. If you're getting McCaffrey, it feels different. But when you're getting a guy like Zeke or Taylor, who I love, but you're giving up a JK and a DK, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know that you're making a big move up into that first round pick. I just don't. I'm all about trading away my 6 overall, and I usually am not like that. I'm usually give me 2 first rounders and I'll lose a little depth and I'll love it and I'll do well with it. That's usually the way that I operate. Not anymore, man. Not with today's wide receivers. I'd rather have 2 second rounders or a mid-second and an early third or whatever than have a single first rounder. And I know you got the 5th rounder back, but I don't know, bro. I don't know. What are some players to look at? Number 7, Zeke. Zeke's one of my favorite players to take at number 7. JT. Any news on Deshaun? No, I'm not trying to ignore anybody. Questions go quick. What's up, Thomas? What's going on, my man? Any news on Deshaun? No, not that I've seen. Deshaun Watson is definitely not looking good or likely for the beginning of the year. And even if he does get everything resolved in time, don't expect Deshaun Watson to be playing anything more than half of a year, because the NFL is going to probably suspend him whether he escapes everything or not. They're probably going to suspend him, I would guess, half of a year. And that's if he gets out of it, completely untouched. Ayuk top 15, possible. Tight end sleeper. I'm going to stick to my usual on this. My usual answer on this. We're talking Tunyon in 10-11, Logan Thomas in 10-11, Jared Cook at the very end of your draft, Goddard, depending on where he falls. I like Goddard a lot. A.J. Brown or Ridley in Dynasty. Give me A.J. Brown. He's younger, arguably better. But I love Ridley a lot. I love both of them. They're pretty close. They're like neck and neck to me. Damian Harris will be a top 12 running back, says Rob. I don't think so, bro. But trust your gut. Give me Mike Davis all day long over him. Give me Javonte Williams all day long over him. Give me Michael Carter, bro. But trust your gut, bro. What handcuff running back has the most flex play potential if the lead running back stays healthy? What handcuff running back has the most flex potential if the lead back stays healthy? Kareem Hunt is not a handcuff, so I'm not going to name him. He's a standalone running back that outscored Nick Chubb last year, so I want to make that clear before anybody says Hunt and Thomas dropped Hunt. I'm going to say Pollard, A.J. Dillon, probably the lead candidates for that. Jordan, appreciate the super chat, my man. What's up, my guy? Where Big Timer and Umberger been? I don't know where Big Timer's been. Umberger kind of comes and goes, but Big Timer, where the hell did Big Timer go? He was like one of the most diehard followers we had here, and he vanished, man. Ridley, DK, A.J. Brown, Jefferson, pick 2. Without considering ADP and advantages of trading down, all that, I'm going to say Jefferson and DK. But I like Jefferson and Ridley almost near as much. Best draft slot, in your opinion? Come on, TBE. How can anyone ask this question? It's 1.1. It always will be, probably. It definitely is this year. And I would love for somebody to try and even give me a pro, like against any of the cons. I wish somebody could give me even a solid argument as to why any other draft slot beats the 1.1. Like, it doesn't compute to me. It's such a huge advantage. Like, when you mock draft, the 1.1 team almost always looks like the team to beat. It's always 1.1. I'm not trying to yell at you, bro. Highest option is 1.4, 1.4. I mean, you are talking about when you get to like 1.7, 1.8, you could make arguments about 112 versus 1.8. But 1.4, 1.3, 1.2, 1.1, those are all, in consecutive or like in order, the best draft slots you can have. Like the best. 5, 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know about 7. I'd say 5. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in that order, like in that exact order. What do I got in game 6? Suns win this game 6, but I think it does go 7, and I'm hopeful that the Suns go 7. Take it 7 and win game 7, but I think Aaron Jones is still going to go nuts. Look, I like Aaron Jones, guys, but if there's a couple players that worry me pretty big time in 2021, he's not like number 1. He's not number 2. Um, and I don't know that I'd say he's like in my top 5 even, but he's definitely a worry. Like one of those players that like, okay, you're never going to shake that worry, mainly because the dude, walked into 2019 with some major injury risk and did really well. Played well in 2019, played well in 2020. Um, had problems staying healthy prior to that, but he walked in. He was in his 2020-18 offseason. He bulked up, got ripped. It excited me. I did a live stream. I think it was my 24-hour live stream, my first 24-hour live stream ever, which I believe was in like, I want to say it was like February or March or something like that. And I went live and I talked about how Aaron Jones is going to be in my top 5 bold predictions. He was going to break out. He came in ripped, shredded, ready to roll, and I was going to vault him into my top 5. And he broke out. He was one of my better bold prediction breakouts the last like 2 or 3 years because he literally brought top 5 running back numbers, and he brought it with authority. And he won a lot of people leagues in 2019. But he had to come with his nutrition on point. He had to come shredded. He barely rushes for 1,000 yards. He gets all of his production and touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers, I believe, will return, but you still have that a little bit of worry that they could trade A-Rod. A-Rod's not going to sit out. He would have opted out. Like, people need to chill on that. But I can't help but say, okay, here's a guy that has been oft injured in the past, and he barely runs for 1,000 yards, and he gets most all of his like over the top production. Like he's a good running back. He would be a running back 2, and then you give this guy touchdowns on steroid production, and then he puts him in the top 5 running back status. So he's a worry. I just don't know that I would knock him like into that top 5 running backs that I worry about, like Henry, Chubb, Jacobs, Akers, Miles Sanders. Those are all guys that I worry about tremendous amount of worry. Pick one: Aaron Jones, Cam Akers, Gibson. Honestly, I won't even get cute or crafty about it and try and trade down necessarily. I draft Gibson over Aaron Jones and Akers, and I don't really bat an eye. And I don't really care who balks at that, who thinks it's crazy. People that think that's crazy, it makes me laugh because you can have your opinion, I can have my opinion, and no one's gonna say anything at the end of the year if Gibby's a top 5 running back and Akers is number 8. No one's gonna come back around and give me a cookie or a pat on the back. I've got to make a decision for me. You guys got to make a decision for you. Of course, you're going to take a lot of my content and absorb it, hopefully, and hopefully I guide you right. I have misses. Could Cam Akers be my miss? Absolutely. But Gibby, to me, is a top 5 running back potential talent. Akers has top 6 to 10 running back potential and upside in that offense if they fed him. But injury risk, check. He's got injury risk. I don't care what anybody wants to defend. You can't defend the facts. The facts are he got banged up. There's worries about him in college. There's worries about how he actually ran the football, his running style, very aggressive to his own body. He suffered 3 different injuries in 2020, and they play running back games in LA like no other. And everybody's excuse is the same excuse I heard about Miles Sanders in 2020. That, well, who else is going to take the job from him? He has to be the number 1 running back, Miles Sanders. He can't be they can't avoid using him. Yeah, they can. Doug Peterson did. And the writing was on the wall. And I don't necessarily think Akers is headed down that exact track, but he certainly is a worry. And I certainly don't feel like Akers is worthy of a top 10 to 12 or 14 overall pick. Is Akers worth the risk at 19? Yeah, but you're never going to have him fall to 19. Therefore, I will never own him. I like Chark a little bit. What's up, Grant? Noah Fant and 2023 first for my TJ Hawkinson. Where's the first rounder going to be, bro? McVay, smarter coach. He might be a smarter overall coach, bro, but he misuses his running backs. He lies about his running backs. He doesn't tell the truth about his running backs. So we never really know what's really going on when there's a problem. McVay can be smart overall, but you can't tell me McVay is a great person to be in charge of your top 10 overall pick. Not when he's a running back. Probably late. That's a tough one because Hawkinson's going to potentially get a lot of targets because Detroit won't have much else to throw, won't have many receivers or players to target in the passing game other than Hawkinson and Swift. And but the problem is Goff and that offense may not move the ball even remotely close to the way they moved it in 2020. So everyone's just assuming Hawkinson is going to absorb X number of targets. They got another thing coming. Fans, very exciting. I would say if you think you can turn that first rounder into something a lot more special, bro, then I would probably take Fan in the pick. But at the same time, if you're guessing or you're trying to lie to yourself and tell yourself just because you want to trade, hey, I can turn this pick into something great, but you know you can't. Like if your league doesn't trade very much, I don't know that I'd go after a late 2020 or was it 2023 first rounder. I mean, who cares? I mean, the league might close down. So I don't know if I love that, bro. I was offered 1.11 in Gallup for Odell in Dynasty. I take the 1.11 in Gallup probably, bro. And then I draft, Carter falls. Obviously, Carter. I draft Sermon. I mean, I've heard of a lot of crazy names fall to 1.11 before. I just don't know if I believe in Odell. I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? Am I too hard on Odell? Is he getting rid of Odell too cheaply? Maybe he is. Maybe I need you to pause, bro. Don't hit the button yet. Maybe I need somebody to check me. Is Odell worth keeping, or does he take the 1.11? I think you take the 1.11. What's Odell going to prove, man? He's already had enough time to do it. What's my concern level with Jonathan Taylor? Thomas wants to know. I'd probably say no more than the worry I have for Elliott, and probably a little less concern than I have for Barkley. But they're all kind of very close in talent. They're all kind of very close in upside. They're all very close in having some sort of risk, whether it's Elliott having a ton of mileage, potentially looking worn down last year, having Pollard, very exciting running back, backing him up. You got Taylor, you got Hines, you got people making up stories about a guy named Marlon Mack that's not going to do anything. Don't worry about Marlon Mack, but people are still spreading the rumor about it. It's causing people to freak out, which is good because ADP falls, but Hines is an actual threat. Jonathan Taylor could be his own worst enemy, or he could be over all that, you know what I mean, and be ready to rumble. We don't really know. There's still some, risk involved. And then you've got, who is the other guy? I forget the question, bro. Next. Smitty, who's your top 1.9 options? Okay. That was confusing to read for me for some reason. Top 1.9 options. Elliott, Taylor, Diggs. Assuming somebody dumb doesn't fall, you know what I mean? Like somebody great. When I would say dumb, I mean great. I think the Browns click on all cylinders this year, and that means Odell season. That's possible, bro. You know what? You know what I'm going to say, Bub? I don't know why, but I fear for Browns fans. I don't know why. Is it because I can't shake they're the Browns? I don't know. I could be completely – I also believed in Baker, I'm going to admit, way more than I should have the year he busted and we thought he was going to be amazing. So I could have some remnants of that affecting me. But I don't know that I feel the same way about the Browns as everybody else does. They lost some pieces on D. They added some pieces. People keep trying to act like everything's been perfect. in the offseason. It hasn't. Hunt and Chubb, good running game, but Baker, I don't know. I think that the receiving corp, you got Landry and Odell potentially, injury prone guys. Chubb injury concern. They could get hit with a lot of injuries. I mean, this is a group of guys that I think could get banged up. I don't know that I feel the same way about Cleveland. But trust your gut, bro. Don't let me talk you out of it. Godwin or Evans? That's a tough one. Godwin or Evans, bro. I'm gonna go Evans for 2021. Smitty, when Aaron Jones comes back, where are you comfortable drafting Aaron Jones when he comes back? Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry, that went by quick. Second round. If A-Rod was to get traded, he's coming back. But if he was to get traded, small chance, but possible, I would probably venture to say if he got traded, I would move Aaron Jones into round 3 because he barely runs for 1,000 yards. He is a touchdown-dependent guy. So give me Aaron Jones in round 3 if A-Rod gets traded. If A-Rod comes back to the Packers, honestly, man, I'm still not taking him ahead of Gibby. I'm probably not taking him ahead of Najee Harris even in redraft, which puts me at about, 16, 17 overall. And that might be below DK, might be below Ridley. I might even draft Jefferson in round 2 over Aaron Jones, even with A-Rod coming back. And it's not to say I don't like Aaron Jones, bro, but I just feel like Justin Jefferson's more of a sure thing. What's up, Antonio? Deontay, Juju, Claypool. What's up, Paco? Claypool, baby. I mean, Deontay's got upside, but he's got a case of the dropsies. I don't know, broskies. You're not concerned for Najee's O-line? Of course I'm concerned about Najee's O-line, but I still firmly believe that Najee's probably going to get fed enough that even if his efficiency is not exactly what we all would hope it would be, you're not going to know any different because his stats will be his stats. You're not going to know he could have done better, but ultimately he could average 5.5 yards a carry with a good offensive line, and we won't know that. He'll average, 4.4, get fed a ton, still get double-digit touchdowns, have big games, have some bad games. I like Najee a lot. I'm not ultra worried about it, the offensive line. I don't like him in the first round anymore. I admit I got a little excited about him, and I started putting him around that turn pick, 1.12 to 2.1. But once DeCastro is cut, even though they brought in what's his face, I still I feel better that they replaced DeCastro, but I still feel like that was kind of just I don't know, a wake up call for me that what, this line is not that good, and I can't be drafting him at 1.12 when you still have Diggs on the board, you still have potentially Tyreek Hill. You still have maybe a Jonathan Taylor or a Zeke fall or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you don't know what's going to happen at 1.12. I like Gibby more, but I do like Harris around 15, 16, 17 overall in redraft. I like Harris in dynasty in round 1. Probably definitely 7 on, but I do like him. Please rank 1 to 4 in redraft: Najee, DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, Justin Jefferson. Without factoring in ADP, it's how I predict them to finish. I'd say God. This is not factoring in ADP. Justin Jefferson, DK, Najee Harris, AJ Brown. And then if you're going ADP, to your advantage, make sure you get Jefferson probably last out of all those guys. That means that if you have like a late second round pick, you could take one of the other guys, knowing Jefferson's more likely to fall, and get both of them. That's what I mean. So Jefferson, I think finishes higher than all of them. It doesn't mean I take Jefferson above all of them. Henry worth the fourth pick. He's a tank. No, man, not for me. I understand. Everyone says he's built different. I hear it every day, bro. But when you carry the ball 1,000 times in a 2.8 year span, the last 2.8 years, when he's had 700 carries in the last 2 seasons, and if he continues at the current pace before this season is even over, probably right around double-digit weeks, maybe 11, 12, 10, 9, who the hell knows when, he will cross over 1,000 carries from that point, going back not even 3 years. In 2.8 years back, he will have amassed 1,000 carries. He's going to break down. He may not break down. Stepped on a roach. He may not break down this year. I could be a year early. Shame on me if I am. But you know what? I'm not going to lose a wink of sleep over it. My followers aren't going to suffer at all because of it, because you're still taking a safer player that should do near as well, even if Henry breaks out and becomes a top 2 running back. You could screw up the pick. You could pick the wrong guy in place of Henry. That I can't control, but there are a plethora of players that have very close to Henry-like value that are waiting right there at that 4 pick too. Why go down that road and draft a guy that's about to cross 1,000 carries within a 2.8-ish year span? Like, that is insane. I know Zeke Elliott's got more like touches or carries or whatever, but it's not compacted straight in. And he's utilized in the past. Henry's all up the gut, constant beating on his body. I don't care if he's built different. In a way, that's bad because he's bigger. He hits the ground harder. It's harder for that man to get up than it is a 5'10", 212-pound running back. Derrick Henry picking his 250-something pound body off the ground, getting hit at the knees constantly, carrying all that weight upstairs on his knees. He's going to break down. I don't know if it will be this year, but I can tell you that everybody and their mother is ranking Henry in the 3rd round in Dynasty. His Dynasty ADP is in the 3rd round, and that tells you something. That tells you that Derrick Henry is a concern for a lot of people. I'm not the only one that feels he's about to drop off. I just walked right back over where that roach is, probably on the bottom of my shoe. Najee is a 2021. Kareem Hunt was in 2017. Could be, bro. Russell Wilson, more first half. Russell Wilson 2020. I don't know what you're saying there. Russell Wilson, more first half. Russ 2020 or second half 2021. I don't know, man. I think Russ is going to be pretty darn good for the value. Is he inconsistent? Yeah, he could be inconsistent, but Russell Wilson's going around 7, 8, 9. Like, that's Aaron Rodgers territory last year, where people were sleeping, dropping the ball, sleeping at the wheel, not respecting A-Rod the way they should respect A-Rod. I'm starting to stretch because I'm going to go running again. I ran to the middle of this area here and went live. Zeke at number 4. I mean, he's my 4-5. If Kamara, Cook, and McCaffrey are gone, I go CMC, then I go Kamara, then I go Cook. No, I'm not worried about Kamara. Before 8 of you ask, no. Thank you, Derek. You're my boy Blue too. Chubb or Gibby. Gibby. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm not going to apologize. If Jamal, hit the thumbs up if you're just funneling in. Okay, we got 21 thumbs up, 40 to 50 of you in here. Punch it, wipe your feet. Appreciate you. Smitty, my guy, you need some sleep. I don't need sleep, Tannehill's dad. You need sleep, bro. There's nobody in my live stream in the history of my show. By the way, little round of applause. We just crossed over 1 million views on YouTube last night. 1 million views on YouTube in less than 2.5 years. Little round of applause, everybody. Mike Tyson didn't die. Okay, what was I saying? Tannehill's dad. Someone confirmed that Mike Tyson thing. That can't be. Yeah, thank you, Rock Out. Here, man, 1 million. Attaboy, Terry, I appreciate you. Someone confirmed that Mike Tyson's still breathing. Come on. What was I saying? Oh, there's nobody in the history of the 2.5 years, the 1 million views on this channel. Google verify Tyson's alive. No one has told me to get off my own live stream and either go to bed or leave or get out than Tannehill's dad, who hasn't been here for a while, I might add. Tannehill, where have you been? But nobody has told me to leave my own live stream more than Tannehill's dad. He literally gets on to tell me to get off. No, Tannehill's dad. He wants me to end. Who wants the show to end? Only Tannehill's dad wants the show to end. Maybe Noah. Noah and Tannehill's dad are the only two people that literally like, hey, can you stop live streaming, please? Let's get 2 million. Attaboy. Let's get to 10K. That's goal number 2. Not because the numbers necessarily matter, but it opens doors and avenues for the show so I can provide even a better product. So it is all about you guys, not about actual numbers. But the numbers, just like when A-Rod says, hey, it's about respect, not money. The contract extension's a sign of respect. And so he does need actual, money. So the followers, it's not about the followers, but the followers do bring in the revenue. The revenue does feed the beast. The beast needs to be fed in order for the beast to get bigger and stronger and better. And if you want better content, and I plan on continuing to produce more, it essentially, the more my YouTube channel does for me, the more I can let go of some of the other peripheral things that I do day to day. Not that I do anything but fantasy football, but I mean a lot of the other like small, tiny partnerships that I try and do, or little advertisement deals, or dealing with little email negotiations on something small. Like I waste a lot of time. All this is all I do. I do fantasy football for a living, thanks to all of you. But the bigger the actual YouTube channel is and the revenue from that and what goes on, the more it frees me up to do more videos, more content. So I do it for you. You get 10K subs, you have to put a second door on the studio for names. Maybe not. Maybe I start writing on the walls, bro. I could also write on the I'm a creative guy. I could go. I could write in the door sill, like in the doorway. I got plenty of space still left. I can write all over. Not to mention, I have the fantasy football show banner tarp behind that I could write on. I've got a lot of places I could write on, but I could potentially put a second door on. So there's 2 doors. You open up one door, close another door. We'll see. Yeah, you always pay, bro, Jordan. Door League is a hit, says Terry, attaboy. And low key Ayuk and Cooper Cup, but I never take them close in value. Yeah, I'd rather have Ayuk over Cooper Cup given the ADP discount. I agree with you. Rank these 1 to 3: Najee Harris, Antonio Gibson, Joe Mixon. Honestly, I don't care about ADP in this situation. I take the guy that I want. I take Gibby, then I take Najee. No question about it. I don't care. I don't care where Mixon's ADP goes or whatever. I could write things down. I'm creative. Tannehill's dead. Keep 2: Gibson, Clyde, or Jonathan Taylor. Clyde, you have the best chance of drafting back. So as much as I hate to say it, Clyde, hit the road, but we'll be back for you. We'll be back for you. We'll pick you back up on the way back. You got to. You got to be smart. You can't be sentimental. Okay? Gibby's going in the top of 2, mid 2. Clyde's going in 3. Taylor's going in 1. I mean, it's simple math. 1, 2, 3. You take the guys that are going in rounds 1 and 2. You come back around. You do a U-turn. You throw the life raft out. You try and pick up Clyde if you can. If not, you grab JK. He's still hanging out in the water too. Replace Clyde with JK. Keep the other 2. You're good to go. Smitty McGritty. This is about to be my 3rd fantasy season with you. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you, Delvin. Appreciate you, Delvin. Brandon. Top of round 5, Monty or Allen? Keenan Allen or Josh Allen, bro? Josh Allen, I take Josh Allen all day long, baby. All day long. He did it. Yeah, Mike Tyson's still with us. Thanks for the fake news, brother. The other guy, not you. Josh Allen. Take Josh Allen, bro. Top of 5. Boom. Boom. Punch it. I like Josh Allen at the bottom of 4. So top of 5. I'm punching that. All day. All day. It's baked in, boys. Clyde is going to be a lot better this year, says Terry. Absolutely. Tannehill's dad. Is it good or bad that I don't recognize anyone in the stream? Where have you been? Where have you been? Woods is the definition of consistency. Yeah, I mean, I like Woods, but I mean, where are you going to draft him? That's the question. I like him. I like him too. Man, there are roaches everywhere. I almost sat down there. I almost sat down right on a roach. Damn heat. Have CMC and Kamara as my keepers, but no pick till the 4th. What wide receiver is the best to get in the 4th? CeeDee Lamb by a mile. I like CeeDee Lamb over Keenan Allen, which most people would not agree with, but that's just me. And not that I'd take him in round 4 probably, but you know, a good wide receiver to grab. You know, when you get later and you've kind of punted wide receiver for a while, still has wide receiver potential. One potential is Mike Evans or Godwin. Don't bring them roaches in the house. I won't, bro. Got to shake off before I go in. Probably got one climbed up when I sat down over there. A-Rob or Keenan Allen. Probably Keenan Allen, bro. I mean, I know I'm admitting I disrespect A-Rob. I admit I disrespect Allen Robinson. I admit it. Keenan Allen is going to get fed a ton, and Herbert's going to be a top 3 or 4 quarterback. So I'm amped. I'm amped about Herbie. I think Herbie's going to be outstanding, and for that reason, as they say on Shark Tank, I'm in. God, there's roaches and crickets everywhere. Can't stretch anywhere. I'm trying to stretch. Oh, I'm so tight these days, man. When you start getting older, your knee joints start aching, start to stretch. Can't even move. Who's going to be a top fantasy running back for the Niners? I think in time it will be Sermon, but in the beginning we might not see it. You know, Keenan Allen, 130 targets, says rock out. I think Keenan Allen could be a top 6, 7 wide receiver, top 5 to 7. I definitely like CeeDee Lamb more, but that's me. Herbert is in the AFC West, And for that reason, I'm out. What's that have to do with anything as far as fantasy production, though, bro? I mean, is the AFC West going to be too tough for him, or are you talking about play? Like, who cares about playoff contention? Being down. If you're thinking, okay, KC being down, that means you're going to throw a ton. Like, I like that they're in the AFC West, bro. Should I take Dawson Knox in the first round? Grosso, let me think on that. Ayuk or Chase for this year? Give me Chase. Give me Jamar, baby. Is Trey really more than a handcuff? I believe Trey Sermon will eventually be the starter for the San Francisco 49ers, at least getting starter volume. I do. But you're getting him at a value where it doesn't matter if you're wrong. Okay, Chargers play in LA, and for that reason you're out. Ayuk all day, says Big Bub. Take a lap. Hawkinson in the 5th round. Yeah. I mean, I like him in the 6th round better. All right, 2 more questions, and then I got to roll. Please punch that thumbs up. We got 43 to 50 of you in here, bouncing in and out, and only 29 of you have smashed that little button. Gallman is a meme. Herbert wears Nike cleats. For that reason, you're out. Joe Mixon or Eckler. Bro, go listen. I wish I was in my studio so I could play the Herbert song for you, Tannehill's dad, because you don't even know what you're talking about right now with Herbert. You don't even know what kind of Herbert love we got going on the channel. Chargers almost beat Casey and Herbert. His first start, no prep. I know. Why are people that down on freaking Herbie and the Chargers, man? Chargers are going to be a dark horse, wild card, playoff seeded team that gives a lot of people havoc in the playoffs. You watch Herbie. Herbie's going to be called MVP candidate. I'm not saying he'll win it. He'll be an MVP candidate, and it's going to be phenomenal. Mike Williams, I like him late round. Herbert will punch you in the throat is correct, but wait till you hear the new song, bro. The new Herbert song. Mixon or Eckler? Give me Eckler like a whole round ahead of Mixon, bro. More than a round ahead. All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate all of you. Punch the thumbs up. Comment below as soon as the video posts. I try and get back to all my comments the first day or two. So, and I always try to get back to every comment on my channel. But I laser lock focus on a video when I post it, and try and reply to everybody within the first 48 hours that leaves a comment. So if I missed your question, or you think of something later, or you want to tell me to go to sleep or get some rest, Tannehill's dad, leave it in the comments. Rock out. I expect to see you in the comments. Tannehill's dad in the comments. Crazy world, you better be in the comments if the Chargers defense can take a step forward. I get you. You better leave a comment. Terry, Big Bub, Antonio, Todd, Delvin, my boy Delvin, Antonio, Brandon, rock out, all you guys. You better be in the comments. I'm looking for you. Appreciate you.